Hey, check it out. You're smoking with your boy JoeThunder. This podcast brought to you by bgood Dispensary, our official sponsor. Bringing the latest and greatest in hip-hop and the arts and cannabis culture. With co-host Elvis Freshleee and DJ Cyn. Hey, what's going on? It's your boy JoeThunder back once again with another episode of the Smoking JoeThunder podcast. I got my co-hosts in the building, Elvis Freshleee and DJ Cyn. What's up?
Yo, what's up? How you doing?
Chilling. How y'all are doing?
Good.
You know?
You have a good weekend?
Twisting.
Wasn't too bad. It wasn't too shabby.
Yeah,
I was
good.
here and there a little bit everywhere. You know what I mean?
Nice.
Making moves like y'all, you know?
Yeah,
See
for
you.
real.
Hell yeah. Well, shout out to bgood, our official
Shout out.
sponsor. You know what I mean? Check them out there at 11 West Hampden Boulevard.
114th and Cherokee, across the highway from Boondocks.
Boondocks. They got those specials right now. They
Yeah.
got $99
Fire.
ounces out the door. Fire, yeah. All your needs, anything y'all need, edibles, tinctures, wax, all that good shit. You know what I'm saying? But we got a motherfucking dope-ass episode for y'all today. I hope
A
y'all ready.
motherfucking dope episode.
Hell
Yeah,
yeah. We
it's
got a
going
living
down
legend
today.
in the building. You know
It's
what
going
I'm
down
saying?
today.
Been trying to get him on here for a while. And today, the planets aligned, and we got him. He's a DJ. He's an entrepreneur. He's a teacher. He's an activist. He's in the community. We got motherfucking DJ Chonz in the
up?
building.
What up, what up, what up, what
up?
up? What
How
up,
you doing,
everyone? How
brother?
y'all feeling?
Hey,
How
we're
you
good,
feeling?
man. Maybe we appreciate you stopping on by, man. How you been?
I've been good, man. I'm happy. Yo, he's been on me, guys. He's been like, yo, gotta make it happen. It's just like,
Yes.
Hey, you're
good.
you're an important
I'm glad
part
you
of
did.
what we do in history and everything.
Yeah.
They need to know what's really going on because we've been putting the pieces together here, man. And we got another piece right now.
I know. I've been seeing, you had a lot of pioneers on the show, and
Yeah, man.
Got another one.
I'm happy to come bless the podcast and get down with y'all.
Hell yeah, hell yeah.
We really
I appreciate
it
y'all,
for
man.
sure.
Hey, well, shit, being this is your first time, man. Let them know kind of where you grew up, how you kind of, you know what I mean, your younger days.
Yeah.
From
No
the
doubt.
city.
Yeah, no doubt. I'm born and raised in Denver. I'm a native, and so not, you're a native, right?
hell yeah.
Yeah,
Born
so-
and raised.
Born and raised.
Yeah,
Right
so
there in
yeah,
Dunham.
y'all know.
Across the bridge from Swansea. Across the
Word.
bridge.
I mean, I
Swansea,
went to Our Lady of Grace Church. I was baptized there,
Oh,
confirmed there. So
Our
I
Lady
know
of Grace, I got baptized, confirmed, the whole shebang right
all
there.
that, man. So right there, Our Lady of Grace. I know
First
what's
Holy
up.
Communion, the whole shebang.
So I kind of grew up in the middle of Denver. It's like North Denver and Thornton. It was this little community. It's called unincorporated Adams County.
Okay.
I don't know if y'all heard of that. You know where like Las Delicias is up north off of
Off
like,
of Pecos, right?
yeah, for almost like Pecos.
36?
Yeah, for 36.
I'm sorry. Yeah, Pecos the one down
Yeah.
right off of 36
Yeah,
on
yeah.
Broadway.
That little area
Yeah,
right
yeah,
there,
yeah.
like
Okay.
that's like this.
Incorporated.
Yeah,
I used to have a weed dealer over there.
Yeah, we're in the middle.
I
Like
used to have a dispensary over there.
you know what I'm talking about? Then that,
Yeah,
that little
exactly. I
area.
know
Yeah,
exactly.
exactly.
where
So
it
we're
is.
in the middle, like in the middle, almost Thornton, almost Denver,
Almost Denver.
almost
the north side.
almost Commerce
Almost
City.
Commerce
Commerce
City. Yeah,
City.
that whole
Almost.
shit.
Almost there. We were just in the middle. We're just in our own little cut. And so I grew up most of my time there. And then my pops had a house in the north side. And so my like middle school kind of high school years, we spent a lot, which me and my brother call it's Hip Hop Boulevard. That's what we call the block that we grew up when my pop had.
There's a little bit of everything, right?
In the north side?
Yeah. I mean, on the hip hop block.
The
you know
hip
what I
hop, well, the hip hop boulevard, we called it that because that's like where we had like tons of pioneers come in the '90s, and it's like what sparked like us really getting deep into hip hop.
Well, talk about that shit.
Uh,
It's like where you. I mean, you know. What I mean?
yeah, no doubt.
How was the first? How did you get introduced
there.
to hip hop?
Well, of course, my brother. Yeah,
Right.
so my brother Fienz. My brother Fienz is,
The OG,
OG.
hip hop
Hip-hop.
historian.
he's a
boy.
historian, man. Like
makes
anything
the
comes to
travels.
history.
historical
Oh, damn.
and a historian.
I'm not,
He's made the travels.
He got all the receipts on that. So, but he got me into it before. In the early days, he was the DJ when he's in high school, and I was in middle school, and I would jump on his turntables. But
Oh, dope.
banging was really heavy then, and so he got really into banging and quit DJing. So then the turntables went away.
Right.
But in the '90s, there was this player that came here with the Get Originals. They had the Rock City crew and everybody. and it had Wiggles and had Legs, that Ken Swift, all the like
Everyone.
Fable, everyone, dog. And anyhow, we ended up throwing a party at my brother's house, which we call Hip Hop Boulevard now.
Kinda set it off.
And you know they were dancing, like everyone was dancing in the basement. We had Hen G. I don't know if you know who Hen G is.
Yeah.
Old school classic. Used to DJ for D-Town Brown back in the day, and he was DJing there, just cutting it up, and we were all trying to dance. And he ended up leaving his turntables there at my brother's crib, and I woke up early 7 in the morning.
Hell yeah, get your practice. in.
I was stuck with a needle on the record, trying to scratch and stuff, and I was hooked. I was hooked, and then I was hooked.
That was it right there.
The house parties, right? Kind of did it for you.
The house parties, I was hooked.
That's tight.
So that's really like what really sparked it. But before that, there was the other cats that were graffiti crew that came through, the SB crew, I believe that's what they call. My brother has the receipts on that from Chicago. And they came in, they were rocking Pumas in the 90s. They're still b-boying.
I love Pumas.
Yeah,
Pumas are dope.
we're like, well, what are y'all doing? Like, we don't do that no more. We bang.
Bang over here.
We're not doing that. We don't do that stuff no more. And it's like, nah, man, it never died. And so they kind of like sparked like graffiti and stuff like that. That's why I have the no claims,
Resurgence.
Right.
like the no claims hat.
Claims,
That's
yeah,
like that's
hard.
what united like the east side, the west side, and the north side, and it was graffiti.
Yep.
And so that's the no claims crew.
Out of all the elements, what's your true love? Is it DJing? Or
Yeah,
no?
DJ, and I sucked at everything else.
Did it all though?
Yeah, I mean,
Yeah.
I
You
can't
guys
draw. I
did.
got the same book. Yeah, you were talking about my nephew John earlier off the podcast. He makes fun of me. When are you gonna do some different kind of toss up? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, I've been doing the same toss up since
For
the
how long?
'90s.
Yeah.
I haven't even switched it up. Actually, bid it from voice.
Yeah. It was a
I bid it
original-
from voice
a
because
voice original.
he did a like throw up Chonz and like, oh, I like that C. And I
Yep.
try to master that C, and I do it ever since.
That's the one now. Yeah.
Yeah, he invented it.
Might have to get you to do one before you leave. You
Yeah,
know what I'm saying?
no doubt. Yeah.
Hey, but you guys were like different. Like you guys were like a hip hop crew. Like you had graffiti writers. You guys had b-boys. You had MCs.
Yeah, we had it all.
You had everything.
That's what kind of when it would transition to Lords of Finesse,
Right.
right? From No Claim, which was just like graffiti. Like that was all like me. I was a toy. I wasn't none of that. I was just the guy that was looking out for you or filling in for you. You know what I mean? That I wasn't doing anything
On
else.
a mission though.
Yeah,
I seen
the
you on the
missions.
DVD though.
yeah. I wasn't doing like no bombs or
What
nothing.
do you mean?
On the what is it? Colorado? It's not the Colorado.
Oh,
Rockies.
talking about
the
the
Musa
Soul of the
joint.
Rockies?
Yeah.
Oh, yep. Yep.
Oh
you on
shit!
there.
You
I was
were-
battling. That
What
I
were
was,
you doing?
I was battling.
They were battling everybody.
I wasn't dancing. Well, I was dancing. I was dancing back in the day when we like through these parties with the Asia one.
You were
With
like
right there on
b-boy?
Llama.
Yeah, b-boying.
Oh damn.
We would throw these like actually right around now, like turkey jams, Halloween jams.
Oh,
Right there on
shit.
Larmer Street, right?
I don't know.
Turkey
I don't even
jams.
know. Not the store. We would throw it at like a specific spot. We would have Jam X DJ and Hen G would DJ, and I was just not a DJ yet. I was still trying to get on the floor and dance with all these guys, and I battled. I was battling with all them dudes. I even beat Mars that time.
Oh shit!
Yeah, yeah. They're all mad because I did the worm. I did the worm. They all, they thought that was so played out. I was like, yo, it killed them.
Got him.
I couldn't even windmill. I couldn't even
Spinning
windmill.
on your knee and shit, doing the worm.
Yeah, doing the
Oh,
knee
yeah.
spin, doing the worm.
Knee spinning. Oh hell,
The
man!
wacky-
Where are these pictures? Yo, if you have
Dude,
photos,
There's gotta be footage of
submit.
that.
Yeah,
Wacky
if you guys
knee
have
spin.
footage, send it to us. You know,
Submit your
we want
photos.
to check this
your
out.
video.
But do your history on that. Yeah, he's
Yes.
mad over that battle.
That's fucking wild.
I even got props from Quickstep finally. Quickstep would never give me my
Quickstep
props.
even-
He would never give me my props when it came to dancing. I sucked.
Yeah. Hey,
Got no love.
You just on
He
one
knew
that
it.
day, huh?
I don't know. I just pulled it out. I was just gonna do what I
you
do.
were feeling it.
Just did the worm.
Feeling it. You were feeling the worm.
Got the dub.
Hey, whatever it takes. You win, you win.
Get that
W.
dub. Yeah.
It don't matter how you got
So
it.
that just little jams here and there, sparked the the love for hip hop and love for DJing and seeing them dudes rock Jam X and like Hen G rock the party, man. I want to do that so bad. Oh man, those guys were gods. Like, and especially Jam X. Well, they're both gods, but Jam X, like I learned how to really DJ off of listening to his mixtapes from Casa del Funk. Like, they ain't no videos
Casa del
then.
Funk.
They ain't nothing. I had to buy mixtapes
Right.
and play it in my Walkman,
Yeah.
rewind it, and listen to what he's doing to try to mimic it. You know what I mean? I
Yeah,
can't.
I know it's all your ears.
No
You have to use
visuals.
so
No visuals, so
no visuals. So
no one to teach me how to blend
Yeah,
records.
you had to do it all by ear. You're
I
like
d-
the OG, like old school, like.
Had to learn
had
from.
With no
vinyl,
YouTube,
you
no
had
again.
brought crates around
None
with
of
your
that
with you,
shit.
like
Yeah,
crates of
When you had to
records,
carry
like-
records upstairs and shit.
Yeah.
Fuck.
Horrible, man.
I don't even think I would have been a DJ if I had to do all that. Like
I don't think I'd be DJing right now if I had to do that.
dedication. That
Right.
no, I'm saying I know you wouldn't, but I'm saying that's like dedication. Like DJs, OG DJs, man, like so much high respect for that because they're really like putting the work in to like just play these records for people. And now we get it like the drop of like a hat. Like we're just like
Yeah,
get it
for real.
anytime we want.
Man,
So it's
Yeah,
like
for
there's
real.
so much respect for that.
I
remember-
remember hard. Go ahead.
Yeah.
I remember like fucking the place like in New York where you can order like Denver would have records, but they wouldn't have like records. You could find shit, but you call the places in New York.
Yeah,
They would have any fucking thing you want on vinyl, and they'd overnight that shit for $10, and you'd have it right there the next day, whatever your fucking playlist. You know what I mean? Be rocking shit.
I was when I started really like getting records. Like I was really behind. We had wax tracks here, and,
Yeah.
and what other? Remember Contents had some records.
Content, yeah.
Had some records.
It was very limited.
It wasn't a lot, but I believe maybe in 96, 97, I remember Maceo from De La Soul. That's when we first became friends. I opened up a show for them at the Fox, and we just exchanged. We just hit it off. Well,
Same from De La Soul.
yeah.
Sick.
And so we did the Fox. We did some mountain towns. And we did every show. I opened up every show.
That's so dope. What a cool experience.
And so we became friends. We're long, like since '96. We're like boys. Anyhow, I gave him my address. I gave him loot, and he bought me all the hotness from Fat Beats in New York at the time, and then just started. He sent me just like all the gems, like anything that I don't know. You guys ever familiar with like any of like the first Radio Bumps mixtapes?
Yeah.
Have you ever heard of any of them?
Back in the day.
sure.
Yeah, 96. They're on cassette, by the way.
Right.
That's not CD, but like all them tapes, most of them records were made from like when I got from Fat Beats, from Maceo. He laced me up with like Ultramatic B-Boy from Mos Def was just coming out. Like
so cool that you got to experience that type of that way because when people just drop us like they just email you a song so easily and it's just like you were getting those songs.
It's
you were actually
selected.
breaking records.
It
you
was
know
a
what I mean?
custom
Yeah.
selected though.
Right.
Like that's when like no one knew who Mos Def was, right?
Right.
Is that Ruckus was just coming out.
Yeah.
And so
Sick.
he hand selected
The
all
white
them
labels.
records.
There's the white labels too. You know what I mean?
Yeah, it's Smut Peddlers and all these kind of weird like backpack hip hop kind of joints. And that's when I was heavy into that in '96.
Dang,
That's fucking wild.
that is.
That's where
like
you
when
got all
hip
that
hop
shit
was.
from.
Go ahead.
Sorry, no, go ahead.
96. I'm just saying hip hop. It's just
That was the
that
time.
set the bar around that time. Like I don't think hip hop has been as good since the 90s. So I'm just saying.
No, 2000s was hot.
2000s was hot, yeah. I mean, but I'm saying hip hop and like hip hop like that meaningful hip hop.
Yeah.
You could say 2000 more commercial. You know what I mean? They took it to
Yeah.
the next level.
Yep. I liked the 2000s.
Yeah, I'm not like I'm not trying to knock the 2000s.
Be a
What was
hater
your-
over
What was
there.
your first
Hip
record
hop was his best.
The first record that I bought,
that you bought? Do you remember?
Souls of Mischief, Never
Nice.
Never No More.
Oh, sick.
It wasn't even 93.
Damn,
It
that's
wasn't
sick.
even
That's
93
what-
to Infinity. I think it was their second
the
single.
second- Oh, really?
And I got that
Yeah,
Sound
that's
Warehouse.
fucking crazy.
And you know
Which
the
one?
one at Westminster.
Okay.
You know the one by the Westminster Mall.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's one there. And there's one on Evans. You remember that shit?
I never,
By
you know,
DU, and there's one on Colorado Boulevard.
we're talking off air, right? You know where I went and where I don't go.
Oh, that's right. You just told me yours. Like, I don't leave the north. He's like,
Stay.
he's like, 4 people this week have told me, like, I don't really go to this part of town. I'm like, damn.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah, I don't-
I'm at-
That's so
I
funny.
don't really travel anymore, like out my little bubble.
That's funny.
You know what I mean? Kind of like that.
You don't have to.
John Travolta.
Right.
Hey, when did you start getting serious about DJing, though?
96, I guess, 95, 96, 95. I flew to New York straight out of high school,
Sick.
all by myself. Met up with Quick Step and went to the Rocksteady Crew anniversary. And that's actually, it was so dope. I met, you know, everyone there. That's like, I met the RZA from Woo. I met Fat Joe, Big Al. Like, I got all these drops from
Al.
right on tape, cassette tapes,
Right.
right?
Used to walk around with little cassettes.
I brought
Oh, shit.
everyone. It was the last episode of Yo MTV Raps.
Oh, shit.
I was there with Fat Five Freddy. There he was all hype. Yo, these cats are from Denver. Blah blah blah. I was like, yo, MTV Raps. I even got I got the receipts. I could show you. It was crazy. I got really like, yo, this is it. And then my dad invested in this club up in Boulder. It was called Club Mecca. I don't know if you ever heard of that club. It was Mecca. It was in the basement.
Downstairs. Yeah, I
Yep.
know exactly what you're talking
Yep,
about.
yep. And we actually, you know, we had the roots. We had the roots there.
Yep. Yep. I
And
know
then-
exactly what you're
Fucking
talking
love
about.
the
I even know
roots
the
stuff.
show you're talking about.
You know the show with
Yeah.
the roots, and even had Razel was still in the
Razelle
group
was
then.
there, yep.
It was bananas. I was
Yeah.
DJing with
That's
Questlove.
fucking crazy.
Me and Questlove
Yes.
DJing. It was nuts.
So dope.
Yeah, so
Kills it.
all on wax. We're still on wax
Yeah.
too.
That's fucking
Man,
wild.
so it was really serious then. So I got to give all props to like my pops really for putting me like really in the game when he invested in that club. And you know, he to me like, yo, like it was like he believed in me, and then like
He gave you the space.
he gave me the space, and I had to do it. I was like, I have to do this. Like, there's no turning back now. Even though, because it was like a bad investment, the dude that we went to business with, he just like skipped town.
Oh shit.
So after like the Roots concert, it was like, oh, we can't find the homeboy. He just skipped town.
No.
So we put like 12 G's into the club. And how do you tell your pops that like took money out your crib to invest into this nightclub that like this dude skipped out on us?
Gone.
What are you gonna do?
Oh my god.
How do you do? What do you do? You know what I'm saying? So like I feel like I'm forever in debt. Well, always to your parents, right? But
right.
to my pops, we're like, yo,
Damn. Extra.
yeah, like yo, you invested like 12 G's.
Literally.
And we didn't get no money back.
Damn.
Damn.
Really? Just tearing out the systems and stuff, trying to slang stuff.
Right. Making pennies on what you
Through
invested.
like one club night, make a couple. It was
Try to make
nothing.
something
Really.
back.
Try to say something back, but
Yeah.
my dad's like, yo, he invested in me. He got my first turntable from me when I was like 15.
Hell yeah.
Damn.
I had one turntable. He got it for me. Technique. One turntable. I
Dang.
only had one. Then I,
Do you remember what mixer you had?
Oh, was that little
Had
probably
some-
that Radio Shack one, the little 2 channels?
nah, cause
You know what I'm talking about though, right?
he got laced up from the dude that owns all the church and all that
Oh,
stuff.
okay.
Rigas, he laced him up with this big old like
Serious
tank mixer. Fader like all the way left, all the way right. Like, what the hell is this?
Old
So
school.
Some shit you
horrible.
get at CS score or
It's
some
like
shit.
it's like something in a disco club, like fader.
Fade out hard.
That's hilarious.
Mixer was
The
whack. It's
mixer
about
was
as
whack. You said
big
a
as-
fucking long ass crossfade.
fucking tank.
We are back.
It was yeah. So it was a tank. Then I got into the Geminis, right?
Okay.
Gemini had a little sampler. Will sample for like 5 seconds.
Oh shit.
And then there was the Jazzy Jeff one with the transformers on the side.
Right.
You could twist them to the side to transform.
Oh, cool.
Shit.
And
Jazzy Jeff.
then of course everyone started going to Vestex. The 05 and 07, 06. Those were all like dope mixers back in the day.
Wow.
Now it's all Rain and
Yeah, Rain.
Pioneer.
Hey, how'd you get your name? Because I've heard stories. I was telling Elvis this the other day. There's this cat I'm not going to mention. But he was one of those guys that was always in the mix. But you kind of like, I mean, you kind of had to fuck with him, but you kind of knew not to fuck with him too much. And he told me his
trust
story.
everything he
Yeah,
said.
there you go. And he told me his story, and I never believed it ever. And then A-Dub came on the podcast, and he talked about you DJing at their record release party. And kind of told a little story of how you got your name. So we need to hear it from you, though.
Well, it's no secret that my brother used to bang back in the day. And the homies I used to bang with him, they used to come over to the crib. And they would come to the crib. It was OG in Denver. And he'd come down, and I'd be in still junior high school, maybe 6th grade or so. And they come over with girls.
No, sir.
And I would be in my Fruit of the Loom underwear, chilling
Yeah.
with my shirt off, socks on, and my chones, right? And they'd be like, fucking chones, go put some fucking clothes on, bud.
Always running around, huh?
Fucking put some fucking clothes on, guy. And I would go outside and take the trash from my underwear. I didn't care. I was just rolling in my chones wherever I went. And it just stuck. My name was Chones.
You said rolling in his chonas
I
wherever
didn't,
he went.
I didn't
huh?
care. And then in high school, it became like do the Chones dance for football when we win a football game. Do the Chones
Can you
dance.
explain that?
What's
the-
the Chones
Yeah, I need to know what
dance?
this shit is for
It's
real.
like the Humpty Hump almost.
You pull down your fucking pants and do the
Oh, the
chonas, or
Chones,
like a
Chones,
rodeo?
Yeah, like the boxers. Yeah,
Oh
do
my
the
God.
Chones
Wave
dance.
around like a
Yeah,
helicopter.
Doing the MC Hammer. Oh, not MC Hammer, but Humpty Dump.
The
Humpty Dance, basically, really. You know, and so, and it was just, my name was Chones, really. And then people would just call me Chonz. And then I put in, when I turned 15, I just put the name DJ in front of it. DJ Chonz. Like, so if anyone ever wanted to bite my name, like, you got to be stupid. No one wants to call their name be Underwear. Who wants to be DJ Underwear? Like, yo.
Right.
Yeah,
No
like-
one's gonna bite your shit.
Why would you want to
No,
bite?
but that's such a cool. I think that's a cool way to get a name, though.
Right?
Yeah.
So it was just given to me.
Yeah.
I didn't come up with it. Right? So
And was that release party one of your first major gigs, or with Deuce Mob? Because that was back in the day. Like that was in like
no, my first major gig was open up for De La Soul in 1996. That was
That's
my
so dope.
first
Yeah.
major gig because I battled.
And it was
I-
a full, like it was completely packed, sold out.
Oh,
right away.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. And
What venue was it at?
the Fox.
The Fox. Okay.
And so after that, it was game on. Francois put me on. It was game on. I'm talking open for Run DMC. I'm talking Fuji's and the Roots, Goody Mob.
you were his go-to man.
How'd
That
you
was
get that gig?
everything.
How'd you get the first one?
I had a battle on KG&U with the Eclipse show.
Oh shit.
So I had to battle all these different DJs
Damn.
that were already on there. And there was this one cat back in the day. His name was Djing. He was like this dude that was like rocking it. Yeah, his name was Djing. He was the man.
Yeah.
He was the
That
man.
mustard.
But we had to come. We had to come up, and it was like you would get phone calls, and people would vote.
Oh shit.
So I let the whole hood know.
Yeah,
Oh,
you
you-
better fucking call in for me.
I'm coming
The
up there.
whole North.
No one's ever gonna take me out because I got the whole hood with me, and then no one ever took me out. And so, because I won it, I got a chance to open up for De La. And Francois put me onto that, and then, like I said, everything, Funk Dubious, anything hip hop wise, Souls of Mischief, anything in the '90s, I did anything.
Any show that was coming.
The licks, anything. I was open. J. Rue,
Damn.
anything.
J. Rue.
Right when he got shanked here.
Oh
Right.
shit.
Yeah, remember?
You,
talk
you
about
opened
that?
that show?
I left. I opened. DJ Shadow came on after me, and then J. Rue, and I had to go down and do the New Edition after party down here in Denver.
Oh shit.
Right.
The
Yeah.
new edition.
So I went. Just think about the mind.
Right.
Just look at now. Let's dial it in, guys.
Right.
Yeah.
Dial it in. Look at like the diverse, right? I went from a J. Rue DJ Shadow concert, right?
Right.
Open up for that show. Now let's flip gears. What I just tell you, I'm gonna go play.
Fucking
New edition, Bobby Brown.
How did I have
What
to?
the fuck?
But do you remember what you played when you opened for New Edition?
It was
were
an
you
after
playing-
party.
After
I
party.
mean,
So all their
everybody did
music,
after
all the
party.
R&B, Jodeci, New Edition. Well, that might have been a little later.
Did you make it like? Did you make an R&B night, or did you kind of
Key
just
Sweat.
get hype?
I think
Remember?
about that time that Diddy just came out with. I know Biggie just dropped "Hypnotized," and so that shit was that
Oh,
fucking record was
shit.
out of
Right.
control.
Hell yeah, it was
shit.
out of control, dude.
Fucking out of
Doing videos
control
in high
there.
school
Like
that.
Barry Sanders was even there that night.
What?
I don't even know what the hell was going
The
on.
Silver Bullet.
It was cool.
The
He
New
was-
Edition after party.
Yeah, and I was like, he had two
Damn.
chicks on his arm, walking in sandals. At the very end, I was like, "Oh my god, Barry Sanders!"
Where
my
was this at again?
favorite
Yeah, where
football.
was that?
Yeah,
at?
where
Where's
was
the
that at?
This place is called. It was called Hennessy's.
Hennessy's?
It was a right by Coors Field. I think they called it.
That's cool.
I think they called it the F stop back then. But on that night, they used to call it Hennessy's, and me and Jam X used to DJ it.
That's cool.
And yeah, Barry Sanders had two chicks on the side of his arms in sandals.
He's
I was
a
like,
big motherfucker.
I was like, yo, you're the man.
Hell
He's
yeah.
like, yo, I was like, can you sign my Bad Boy record? And I didn't have no card.
Oh,
You know what I mean? And
Uh-huh.
he's like, no, Chonz, you the man. And I'm like, yeah, you're crazy.
Crazy.
Dude, you don't understand. I got your rookie card.
Hell yeah.
You know
hell
what I
yeah.
mean?
89 score shit.
Yeah,
I know about
If
that.
I'd known you were here, I'd have
I
brought
got the
that
pro
shit.
tops. Let me get that signed. Yeah.
That's fun.
So
You
yeah,
were DJing for those people, so you were the man. Just
yeah.
saying.
So it was.
Because that's the
Edition
shit.
after party.
Yeah, I was pretty young. I don't know.
I know that's crazy. I
Right
didn't realize
after
you were
the J
that
Room.
young. I didn't realize you started out that young, especially like doing big shows like that.
I was probably I don't know.
Being you were like thrown into it, like
Yeah, I was just thrown
thrown
out.
into like having huge crowds.
Yeah,
Like,
I was
that's
thrown-
amazing.
22. I think I was 22, 23.
Holy
Wow.
shit.
22,
Damn.
23.
Hey, when you were battling and shit, you ever fuck with the DNCs or anything like that?
Yeah, the DMCs. I did DMCs twice. The first year, I was highly favored to win, but like Colorado wasn't known for like the DJs they were back then.
Right.
So everyone from the West Coast and stuff like that, everyone would travel here that was dope to battle.
To battle.
It was an easier market, right?
Right,
Just kind of like b-boy and stuff too, right?
Exactly.
And so I ended up taking third that year. I couldn't. My 6-minute set wasn't that dope. And then the next year that was 99. The next year was 2000. I wasn't even going to battle. It was cats were getting really good.
Right.
I was like, man, I don't know if I can keep up. So I did. I competed, and I ended up taking second that year.
Sick.
And I was. Some people thought I was slated to like take first, but you know, I even had homies that were judges. Like, I don't know if you know who Q is.
Yeah, Salazar.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Salazar. He was the hip hop blogger. He was on.
He used
He's
to
my boy. He voted against me.
Ah.
Like, yeah. I think I don't forgot who won. Oh, you know who won was this DJ. His name's DJ Realm. He's dope. He's from San
Realm.
Francisco. He's dope video DJ and stuff now. He's fire. You know, he
Oh,
was
yeah.
dope, but like I was doing mashups before mashups were cool.
Right.
So I was playing Santana over breakbeat records. I was playing Metallica over breakbeat records, blending them and scratching them at the same time. Instead of everyone was really into like juggling, and I did that
cut
too
it.
on my set, and like real technical
Scratch.
scratching. I did a little bit of that too, but I was like really getting into the blending of.
You're trying to flip it.
Because when you set a vibe, it's so important to be good on those blends. I think like if you're a vibe curator, if you're a battle when
Yeah.
you're battling, it's good with the juggle.
Yeah,
do
so I
everything.
tried to do all of that,
Yeah.
everything that I was, and I think there was like Scratch. I don't know what Scratch was there that was judging. He voted for me. Q didn't vote for me.
I love how you're calling people
Shout
out.
out to Q though.
Yeah,
He
he
showed us
knows.
a lot of love back in the day. Like
he
really.
knows. Q used to write my blogs.
Right.
And I hired him to blog for me back in the day for djchonz.com. And so it's all good, but it was a good experience.
You should have paid him more.
Yeah, I know. But
No, just
no, that was after the fact. But after that, I knew like my man Chris Carnes, which went by Vajra then.
Yes,
And
I was a huge fan of Vajra.
And so we used to all practice. You know, we used to all practice at my
And
parents'
that
crib.
cat practice. I know back in the day, like religiously, I'll go down his crib. Like he sold me some equipment here and there, and he would just be on it.
He would just be on it. He'd be on it. And I was like, yo, I can't keep up. Technically, I couldn't keep up what these cats were doing.
He was
Like,
working with the machine. Or he
no,
was
well,
working
before
with the
that,
machine?
it was all records.
Yeah,
I just
okay.
the scratch.
Yeah.
The scratching was just getting,
Oh, okay.
and the juggling, and it was just getting too complex. And that's when I fully flipped over just to being like, I'm just going to go straight like open concerts and club DJ,
not as technical.
So
and that's what I went in. That's what I did.
Hell yeah. When you graduated and shit, you fucking got an internship allowed and moved to LA for a little bit, right?
So my last semester of college, I needed an internship, and I did a tour with Pepsi in California with the Baker Boys, and I didn't have no records really at the time, and they put me in their record pool. It was called Ghetto Baby, which was Cali Kings, and so I did that tour, and I came back. I became friends with their brother Frank V, R.I.P. But I needed an internship, and he worked at Loud Records and had the Cali Kings marketing, which with the marketing, you were able to have various accounts. Like he just didn't have to work for Loud Records. He had Def Jam, Sony, and he worked all these different kind of multiple accounts and work at Loud Records. So he was getting the bag from
Little bit of
everywhere.
everybody.
Damn.
He was getting the bag for everywhere. And so I ended up internshipping for Cali Kings and Loud Records. And so that summer was my last year of school. I soaked up game like in 2000, 2001. I was soaking up game, saw how they did the record pool, learned how they were doing the marketing company. And basically what I did is I came back here, and for my final thing for school, I wrote a 50-page book of what I was going to do for the next 10 years. And I turned it in for my assignment. It was 50 pages. And I wrote, like, I'm going to start a record pool, I'm going to start a marketing company, and I'm going to do everything that they're doing, and I'm going to do it here. So they loaded me up with all kinds of
All the
records.
knowledge, yeah.
They loaded me with all kinds of records. And I came back, and I went to every single club. And I gave every DJ that was playing in the club, I was like, yo, I'm going to start this record pool. Here's some records. I gave them all the hotness, doubles of records. I went to every club. And that's how I started my record pool, slowly but surely, out of my parents' house. And all the DJs would come to my parents' house on a Saturday and start getting records from my parents' house. And then I finally, I got on the radio, and it went from like 5 to 10 DJs to 30 DJs. Now I'm servicing 30 DJs, records, doubles. They don't have to go to the store and buy double copies anymore because you need the doubles. So I'm servicing 30 of like the dopest DJs here, hands down. Anybody was getting the records from me.
Right. You know what's crazy is I have a couple stories to add to that part. When I would try to get music stuff and call the record labels, your name would always come up. And they're like, you need to connect with DJ Chonz because he has all the latest stuff. And I'm like, I know, but I need some shit right now. You know what I mean? So they would send me music, Def Jam, and everything like that. You know what I mean? And then the other one is on the flip side is I played football with Shelly. I don't know if you know who Shelly is from the East Side, but his mom was the one that started the OG record pool back
Dancing
in the
Disc?
day. Yeah, which you acquired as part of yours, right? As part of yours?
No. They're the OGs. I forgot her name.
I forgot his name too.
Not her name. But I think I was in their record pool briefly. But the son took it over, right?
Right.
And I knew that DJs were kind of slowly being unsatisfied with the service that they were getting, and it was because there was like kind of a crackdown on labels not wanting to service record pools anymore and stuff like that. And so, but I knew I had an advantage now that once I got onto the radio, I had a little bit more leverage, and I could leverage that. I knew that once I had that, it was on for me.
Oh yeah.
And it was. And then I was getting these other records were top secret records, which where you would have like 6 tracks with the hottest record songs on them, but they all had 8-bar intros. But before, what that means is like they're
Longer
mixable records.
extension.
They're
Yes.
mixable records for DJs, and regular records were only 12-inch. You got to mix into the instrumental and then mix into the lyrics. Right? These ones had the custom 8-bar intro, and it blends right into it.
Nice, that's dope.
And so I was servicing those too.
Fuck
I was like,
yeah.
it was on, like it was.
Yeah.
And then I had like Def Jam, I had Sony,
Yeah.
I had all these accounts. I was working all these records. I mean, tons of. I was like, I was doing all the record stores. I had people going to record stores, setting up POP, displays for all these
Where did
albums.
where'd you store all of
They would
those?
ship them out.
Oh,
Because
my
you had
office.
all
My
your-
office was on. They call it low high now.
I'm like,
30,
What's
30,
that at?
32nd and T-Home.
okay, yeah.
They call it low
Okay,
high.
yeah,
So
yeah.
The
they
north.
call it low high now. My office is like a bar.
Yeah.
By
It's
the
like
liquor
it's
store?
like a
Was
bar.
it- Oh.
So the dude that owned it, I rented from, had a house and offices next to her. So we would shared offices. And the crazy part is when he's going to sell it because he had a crib in Breckenridge. He was like, "Yo, I'm going to sell. We're going to put this stuff for sale for $500,000." And at the time, I was like, $500,000, I'm fucking out of here.
Right.
Out of here.
I've been the best
I'm-
investment in your life.
I was like, yo, I'm out of here. I gotta go find me a place, new rent for $500 a month.
Right.
Because it was cheap. Man, I wish I had bought that. I could have had that crib and that next site for $500,000.
So wow.
That thing is like
That's so
probably
wild.
2-3
Yeah.
million.
Oh,
yeah,
Yeah.
2.5.
I was like, what was I thinking? But at the time, I wasn't thinking that.
Oh my
Yeah.
I was like, yo, this is fucking too much money. I don't even know,
Right.
because that's when Serato's about to drop and stuff too. Like, we don't even know
Right.
how long we're gonna be
Future
here.
this, Yeah.
You know what I mean? No one want records anymore.
Hell yeah. It's just dying art form. Just
back
like
now,
now they're
though.
coming back,
Yeah.
but I mean like tapes.
Not
and-
for DJs. Like, who wants to? I ain't
Yeah.
carrying no
DJ
damn
wants
records.
More
to do
merch.
that. No.
Unless you're
If you're still a working DJ, if you're an OG DJ and then you're working now, then you definitely respect that. You don't have to take all these
yeah,
credits.
I'm not doing
I'm
that.
saying you're gonna do it. I mean, that's what
Unless
you
you're a
wanna
purist
do.
and want to
Yeah.
go do a 45 party or something like that, and that's
Yeah.
cool.
But
That's
you
for the
need- You
nostalgic.
need them
That's
to do
just
that
tight.
for you, move everything and put it in place for you.
I don't want to carry records,
Saying-
man.
So I'm saying
I don't want to do it no
somebody's
more.
gonna have to
Right.
set it up for you.
I don't
Not
wanna
even a
carry-
backpack
That's a
of
lot.
records. Just like, you know what I mean?
It's
Like
like-
20 hot ones that you could just fucking.
So that's why you
I used to throw this barbecue at the crib,
Uh-huh.
and I would make the DJs bring a crate of records. You only bring one crate of records. Everyone would get a crate of records. And what we do, we would play, everyone would battle each other with records. And so we would have to go.
Like verses kind of, but with songs.
Yeah, tit for tat. Like, so if you go into 90s hip hop, we have to 90s West Coast hip hop, we have to play the same kind of vibe. And the first one that switches the vibe loses. And
Oh,
but
damn.
you only had
So-
that crate of records to deal
So
with.
you have to make sure you have a little bit of everything.
A little bit of
Hell's Kitchen,
everything.
yeah, it's like the.
It was dope.
little bit of everything.
That's
Everyone was
it.
to battle each other. It was like, who could get it?
That's
They're
so
like,
dope.
don't go in this lane, bro. You sure you want to go in that
But
bag?
sometimes, obviously, some of you would bring the same songs too, right?
Yeah, and that's cool. And to do like, so I have this too, and we double up. You know, you would play a verse and you were out, or whoever. Once you had another record to queue up, you were done. It was like, I have you. All right, take it out. Let's go. And we would. It was fire. I
so
battled
fire.
like Bad, Psycho. We would battle each other. Everyone lived for that. I miss that. We got to do that again sometime.
Yeah, bring it
Hell
back.
yeah.
Yeah, we should do one on the show.
It's dope. Barbecue, like
Yeah, we should even
We
do
should.
it.
Yeah.
Bring the
it's
show to
fun.
it
Let's
like
do one
that.
here.
it's
like a
fun. It's
little-
fun.
That'd be
You
tight.
create a
Add to our
record.
backyard.
Yeah, that'd be dope.
It's
Barbecue.
fun, dude.
It's like some Iron Chef shit. You know what I mean? You got certain ingredients you got to fuck with, and
See who
Right.
wins. I always wanted to like maybe do a battle like that,
Oh, that'd be fresh.
like a selection battle.
Yeah.
You know, it's different than like technical skills, because that's fun.
Almost like you said, because everyone has like their hidden tracks or their ones. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? If you're really digging, you got you're not gonna have. If I'm really digging, I'm not gonna have what you have. You know what I mean? I'm not
Yeah.
gonna be playing Jay-Z all the commercials.
Yeah, it's even if it is, it's just being able to stay in a certain lane for a while
Yeah.
Right.
and keep up. Like, you go into this vibe. All right, what do I got with only this set of records? What do I got to stay in that lane?
Right.
And so that's what I think that'd be a fun battle.
That's tight.
Hell yeah.
That'd be super dope.
Hey, so did the record pools? Did that lead to the radio bums?
No, the radio bum started in '96 when I was on the Eclipse show with me, Francois, Hakeem, and Chris Nathan. So I don't think at that time, Chris, music was changing then. And so, still Backpack, and then, but you still have Puffy was coming up, and No Limits and stuff like that. Things were just changing. And, we liked it both. And we wanted to play some of that stuff on the Eclipse show too. But I don't think Chris was really feeling that vibe. And so.
No, he wasn't.
He wanted to still play Black Moon. You know what I mean?
Yeah, some boot camp.
You know what I mean? And
Yeah, for sure.
so basically, we me and Hakeem, you said we got kicked off the radio. He was driving me home. He goes, "Yo, we got kicked off the radio. We should call ourselves the Radio Bums because we just got kicked off the radio."
That's cool.
And I was like, "Cool, I'm with it. Let's be that. Let's do the Radio Bums. Cool, I'm with it." And so I was only 18 at the time. We started Radio Bums, and me, him, and this other dude named Petey, we dropped the mixtape. It was called the Radio Bums Mix Show, Volume 1. Then we did Radio Bums Volume 2, and then Radio Bums Show Volume 3. And that was the logistics of the mixtapes that we didn't really do anymore after that. And then me and him, that's when me and him, we got that gig to go to California with the Baker Boys and Pepsi.
Right.
And so we went as the Radio Bums to California, and he was my hype man on the mic, and I would DJ. And we DJ on the Pepsi like trailers and pop up in different areas, and I would DJ, and he would hype me up. And so that was the Radio Bums thing. But when he loved California so much, when he came back to Colorado, now Hakeem's the one that did like No Coastline and all that kind of stuff. He came back to Colorado. He wanted to go back to California, so I was left here to hold down like the Radio Bums where I was, and he was going to go do his thing with the Radio Bums over there, which he did tremendous things with the Radio Bums out there. And so I trucked along, and I started, recruiting mainly when the record pool started, Radio Bums DJs. That's when I started doing, because it was the Radio Bums record pool. That's when I started like hand selecting, like, yo, you're kind of like from my same cloth, have my same values. And that's when the Radio Bums
jump you in.
Yeah, we're gonna jump you in. And so we thought like, yo, if you were dope at all these kind of like technical stuff and business, and you did good business, and you're a sound person, I would ask you to be in the Radio Bums. But he still had his thing over there. And
just like a different chapter.
It's like a different chapter, but it was crazy at one time because he started a partnership with all the West Coast DJs and started a crew. It was the Radio Bums crew, and had like E-Man from Power 106, which is now the program director. E-Rock is the Vegas DJ. My man Chino, all these dudes, and they started this thing, and he called it the Radio Bums. And now I was like an outsider in my own crew. It was like really crazy. It's like, well, I guess I'm part of this now. Radio Bums. I don't know. It was like I thought we started. It was cool because now we're going to have all these connections with all these DJs.
Mm-hmm. You just weren't ready for it to get so big.
It got big, and then that thing kind of fell through over there. And those DJs that were already big DJs, which are still big DJs right now, like they weren't with it no more, and it's like kind of tarnished the name a little bit. But I still kept moving with it over here. Like, yo, I'm still Radio Bums. I got a tattoo of Radio Bums, right? So I'm still rocking with it.
Die.
And Fienz is the one that got the tattoo first. If it wasn't for him, I wouldn't have got it. But I had to do it because he did it, and then everyone else started getting it. And so, but anyhow, I started rocking with the Radio Bums here, and we started doing Radio Bums, like Beds and Petey would do drops, hit their Radio Bums mixtapes and stuff like that. And we just kept pushing that narrative of like, The Radio Bums. Even when we first started the mixtape show, it was called the Radio Bums Mixtape
That's
Show,
what I was just about to lead to, which led to the mixtape show.
which was the Radio Bums Mixtape Show initially.
Who was it? It was who was over here, Francois, and who were formulating it while you were in
A
LA?
Kingdom and Francois.
Kingdom, there you go. Kingdom and Francois were formulated at Eclipse, practicing up, getting it ready for the major radio. And you were in LA, and once that happened, you were doing the mixes for them, right?
So yeah, so they solicited the gig, right? They solicited the show, and they got the show. And I was in California, and I would just record the mixes, and I would send the mixes back, and we talk over it. And then when I came home to Colorado, I would still record it because we weren't live or anything. I didn't even have a mix studio or nothing there. And then I met with the program director at the time, and he asked me if I wanted to mix on the weekends. But on the weekends, I would have to play their format on the weekends. And if I was with that, and I was like, all right, cool, I'm with it. And then I did good with that, and then he offered me, it's like, okay, what would you think about going live at 5? Live, though. And I was like, I'm with it. Let's go.
Let's do this.
And so they had a little sports like fan station in there, and they basically took it out and made me my own like studio from the ground up.
That's dope.
And they didn't have like live turntables in there or nothing, anything like that. And so I was mixing live on the air with vinyl, starting in maybe 2002, and then I started bringing everybody on.
Right.
You had to be clean.
Right.
It was you had to be clean. You couldn't mess up. Like I had standards. Like I had high standards that if we weren't sounding like the dudes in the West Coast, like clean with the transition and doing what we do, you weren't good enough for radio. And I just had standards that way, and I hope it reflected when you heard it on the air once everyone started going on the air.
Oh yeah.
How I hand selected people to be on. You know what I mean? Because I think we're pushing the envelope was like, yo, if you a dope DJ, like you need to aspire to be this. You can't have train wrecks, can't be offbeat, right? We had all these kind of like standards.
Yeah.
I had to turn down some of my homies, like Dizzy D. I turned him down like 2 times.
Right. You had to get better.
I was like, yo, you got to clean it up, bro. You can't scratch like that all that time.
Yeah.
Like I even had to learn, like. When I started DJing, I would be like doubling it up and doubling and doing all this. And the PD's like, what are you doing? You can't do that. Why? So it's radio. It's radio. You can't do it like that. Especially we're not the East Coast either.
Right.
Like that. We're not pulling down records talking over, hey, what up, whatever.
Probably get the phones lined up. I think it's scratching a lot.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Yeah.
it's
Why is the
skipping a
record
lot.
skipping? You know, because you're doing doubles.
Right.
Double.
I think there's something wrong. Yeah.
Yeah. Why is this record skipping like that? Why does he keep bringing it back to the very top? Right.
Keep starting over.
Why is the
and
record?
over.
Yeah, why is the record keep starting over and over? Why does it keep starting the verse over?
That's hilarious.
You can't do that.
That's real
Right,
shit though. I could
right.
imagine those phones blowing up. Like, what the fuck's going on? What's
You know they
cracking?
were.
Okay, they're like, you just DJ. I'm like, ain't nothing cracking. I'm like, oh yeah, all kinds of cornball shit
You're
like
fucking
that. Right?
up. You're fucking up the radio. What are you doing? You're fucking up my song.
For real though.
It was like DJing for 3 Invesco fields or Empower fields.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At a time, you had a big responsibility. So I had to learn.
A lot of people listening, right?
I had to learn. I was nervous when I first started. I would shake my putting the needle on because like if you think about it, how many people are listening to you at that time? It's not like now where you have all these different avenues where you can listen to music.
Everyone was listening.
Everyone's listening, and you knew they were listening.
You
KS
fuck up.
Was it 107?
Let you know.
I did a couple
They're
times.
gonna let you know.
Yeah, but I think it's good to see people, DJs, are here and them fuck up, because then you know it's real, and then you're just having more of that more.
And I was known as the skipper. My homeboy would call me skipper because a lot of my records were scratched.
Really?
And we're like, yo, don't play it. If someone's on my records, don't play it past that part because it's gonna skip.
Yeah.
I already had it marked.
Yeah.
You already marked the
So
record so you know
wild.
where it skips so you can cut it off.
Don't
right?
play it there. My boy Mantis came here. He was driving here from Cali. I was like, come on, man, I'm gonna put you on right now. Let's go on. You're mixing right now. Saturday night street party. You're gonna mix. Go ahead and play in my crate. Just don't mix past this couple of these records. That's scratched there. This is messed up here.
Yeah, you had to start explaining
Hell
your
yeah.
record.
But how
like-
amazing is
Shit.
that? Like, you got to experience that, like, just to be able to play real records, like, like the real records, it must have felt, it just feels good. I'm sure, like to be able to be
yeah,
from
I don't
that
know.
and then see where you come and you still doing it all the time. Like,
At the time, that's what it was.
Yeah, I don't, just didn't
Yeah.
know, right? But yeah, it's definitely dope that at least I had that experience, right, to play
oh yeah,
actual records.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Hell yeah. Dope shit, man. You know what I mean? Like you said, that shit was art back then.
It was an art. Yep.
We were talking, one of the first scenes when me and Cyn met, she was teaching some kids up in Boulder how to DJ and stuff. And I was like, I'm all old, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm all thinking old school all the time. I was like, well, what's the first thing you gotta learn is the DJ. She's like, what? I was like, you gotta count beats, BPMs. She's like, what? And she's like, it doesn't. She was telling me, like, you know what I mean? I'm all thinking like records.
Oh, you
bro,
have to
back-
count?
Yeah, back in the one.
no, I mean I was saying, yeah, I mean,
you know what I'm saying? Like back in the day, you would count the BPMs for each record.
Yeah, I
mark
knew-
the
Talking about
record.
beats.
I didn't learn that
I was
until.
just saying, like the kids also, they were kids. They weren't even listening. They just wanted to
Yeah.
all touch.
That's one. Yeah,
like,
that's
the-
want to touch it.
Yeah, so I would just get them in a line, and I had like 12 kids at once. Like that's hard. Like,
Oh yeah.
So like,
Oh,
then I was just like, this is all I can have to do. They each take turns and play like for like 30 seconds, like a minute each.
It's not easy entertaining
Yeah.
12 kids.
No,
Nah,
it's
not at
not.
all.
Trust me, I have to entertain
I'm all, you know.
like 26, 27 kids sometimes in a class right now. So it's
Oh,
crazy.
For real?
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah, it's crazy.
That's
so
great that you have
That's
26 people in
so
a class.
so sometimes
it's
that's
like a full.
hard to do.
No, I get it. I get it. I get it. Hey, after you guys start playing like prime time, though, then you did get your own mixtape show, right? On Sunday nights.
We had we just continued doing the mixtape show for a while, and until I don't know, I think it kind of just ran its course with the program director didn't want it anymore, and so it ended up dying, which was sad because we had a lot of it was dope, which I miss. I miss it because like we would have MCs come on, do freestyles like KRS, come freestyle for 30 minutes straight. Have
Yeah.
Guru come through on the set. Ray Quan come in the studio. Just like people just coming through and just rhyming on the show. Like I could drop the beat.
Right.
Let me just do the doubles and switch it up like old school hip hop stuff.
Tell me about this real quick. I could have swore one day I was listening and Pharrell was on the show. And he freestyle. You know what I'm not tripping.
I want
right?
that. I don't know where it's at. I'm so sad.
Dog, this
Don't bring
fool
up this
starts
story.
huh?
Don't bring up this story.
Oh, I
Sad.
have to,
Go ahead.
bro.
Yep.
This was on radio.
No one
'cause-
believes it.
No, this is real shit because I heard this shit on the radio. So this fool Pharrell gets on the radio and they're like, "Oh, we're gonna have Pharrell. He's gonna freestyle, da 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 da," and the beat
Love
drops,
Pharrell.
and this motherfucker says every cuss word in the fucking book like 100 times live on the radio, and I am not bullshitting. Like motherfucker, I'm the motherfucker, and I'm
Did you
like,
guys get in trouble? for
oh,
that?
I don't know what happened.
Oh my
I
god!
thought it was a rap for
right?
us.
No, it was that bad, dog. Like it was
was
that bad. Like every word was like fuck, bitch. Like, and I'm just like listening to. I'm like, am I listening to the radio? Like,
Pharrell?
Pharrell of the Neptunes.
Yeah,
bro.
so my boy
What?
Bias in California, record promoter, good old school B-boy. He hit me to some stuff about to say to him to get him hype. And I told the host at the time what to say, and it got him hype. And it's like, yo, do you want to rhyme? It's like, yeah, because he got him hype. And so we started dropping beats. At the time, Timbaland produced a beat for this MC. His name is Skills. He just dropped that thing with.
That's Skills.
He just dropped that thing with Beyonce and Jay-Z. If it's on IG right now, it's pretty crazy. But I dropped that beat. He's like, "Oh shit! Now you're dropping the Skills shit," and he just started. I swear, he rhymed for like 25, 30 minutes.
He did.
25, 30. I just kept flipping beats, and I just kept flipping beats, and I kept getting them hyper. Every time I saw him get hyper, I started finding like iller beats and to drop on him. And like we don't have that recorded. We don't have that recorded, and there's no
What?
archives of that. There's nothing of it, but it's 100% fact. You ain't lying. There's so much cuss
I heard that
words,
shit.
so many cuss words.
I'm dead.
I thought we were done.
for sure, for sure.
I thought it was
bro.
over for us.
I wouldn't even say he was getting like vulgar, like
It would have been over for me because I was just playing beats.
Right.
The host
The
that was
radio
the personality.
station. Shh.
He's the dude that runs the board.
He's supposed
res-
to be. Yeah.
He has to. If there's a
Cut
dump,
that
he has to
shit.
dump the cuss word.
Right.
That's his responsibility. He's the captain. I'm the co-pilot, man. Ain't nothing. I'm just a co-pilot.
Right.
Just playing music.
That's a
Play
real ass
music.
story though. I heard that shit on the radio.
That's
bro,
real.
and
That's
I
a real
remember
story.
That shit.
That was 5
Holy
o'clock in the
shit.
Yeah,
afternoon.
it was traffic,
5
bro.
o'clock
Yeah,
in
it was
the-
right. It was like
5
9
o'clock in the
minutes.
afternoon.
Yeah.
It's
I
not
bet
a joke.
everybody was tripping. Like, what the fuck? Little kids in the
I was
backseat.
tripping, but I was hype. I was tripping. I thought like that was the end of our radio career.
Man,
Oh,
for real.
Not me though. I didn't think that. Only
Yeah.
one time I thought it was the end for me when I played the whole dirty version of the "Welcome to Atlanta" remix.
Oh shit.
And then I was there was like it was late night and I got a text 2-way, right? Jam X hits me. He's like, oops. I'm like, what the fuck is he talking about? And all I hear is, "Welcome to New York, motherfuckers, where we don't play." I was like, oh.
Oh shit.
The what's it called? The Puff Daddy says the
Damn,
remix had
yeah,
all
the
the
New
cuss
York
words.
one.
I was all the way. I got all the way to the Snoop Dogg verse.
Oh shit.
It was too late. It was too late.
Shit's almost done.
I can't do nothing.
Yeah, might as well let him live.
It was- I lived through it.
Oh damn.
Wow.
I even got told on.
Somebody
No,
sent
someone
you
like
out?
one of my it wasn't my homie, but another personality. I ain't gonna say no names.
Hater ass.
Yeah, but he told on me. Thought I was gonna get me in trouble.
Damn.
My PD
Hater.
just ignored it. The only time I got suspended because I played the dirty version of Window Shopper from 50 Cent.
Oh shit.
And that was on the mixtape show. Someone ratted me out then too. But there was nothing because you really have to listen to the records back then because it was labeled clean, dirty, instrumental. I had it on the clean, put it on the clean. The clean was dirty.
Right.
I didn't listen to it.
Motherfuckers.
I've done.
And it's a fucking cussing up a storm. And I got away with it a lot on the mixtape show. A lot of cuss words. All the time.
Someone
that
snitched
Sunday
you
lait
out
night,
on
right?
that.
Yeah, I'm just gonna chalk this up, whatever. It ain't
Someone
gonna.
just snitched you
Someone
off.
got me, and I got suspended. I thought that was a rap for me too. Then,
Damn.
so I got saved a couple times.
Why they be hating on you?
Snitch ass, snitch
I don't
ass.
know. I don't know why people did that. I don't know. Maybe they wanted the spot,
They're
or
trying to get that spot.
They feel like it
Probably.
gives them
That's
an
what it
advantage
is, bro.
sometimes, you know?
Like I'm next.
yeah, I'm next, and I just whatever. I
There's
did it for
people-
15
there's
years.
Always people out there listening to find mistakes, so they just even if they aren't trying to get your spot, they just are haters. There's haters out there. and
No
they're
one
just-
complained like public. No one complained
No
publicly.
call-ins. It was
Nothing.
in-house.
In-house, so that
Or
the
even other competitors might be also. looking,
sometimes,
too.
but sometimes that's like you don't even do that to other competitors because it's like you're in the same industry.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Like unless you're a really hater, I would never even do that. I would text the homie that's on the radio like, "Yo, you messing up."
There's a lot of haters out there though.
Yeah, so
Yeah.
but I stood. I lasted 15 years.
Right.
Yeah.
Talking about like haters and shit, like man, I know you've always been put under enormous pressure with people thinking like you can open the golden door for them, like musicians, and you can get them signed. Like we were talking about that shit earlier. Like I've had to deal with that shit before, man, and sometimes you know what I mean. How's that affect you?
Not anymore. Really don't affect
Not
me
as
at
much
all.
as more, but back in
But
the
back
day,
in the
I'm sure
day,
you
it
deal
was
with a bunch of
yeah. Everyone
bullshit.
hated me. Everyone hated me. They thought I had the
The golden ticket.
I had the golden ticket to put you in full rotation.
Get you on every show.
Like, yeah, put you on concert, which Francois, you're talking to the wrong person. You need to talk to Francois. Don't talk to me. He's putting me on, right? Radio, I'll put you on the mixtape show if it's dope. But I think at the time at the mixtape show, we started playing high quality Denver music that everyone knew if your stuff wasn't banging,
It wasn't
that
going
you wasn't going to get played. Like, and so our standard in music production started going up. It started going up and started going up. And it went all forms. Like it went from gangster, like Denver hip hop to boom bap shit, whatever.
I remember you played a track of ours off of Mine and Dent shit, the Blunt Sessions.
Yep.
You know what I'm saying? That was tight. Appreciate that,
Yeah,
man.
no doubt, man.
You know what I mean? Love that shit.
Yeah, but everyone, they didn't like me,
Nah.
and it was hard. It was hard, but I guess that came with the territory, right? You had to go with it.
Always, you gotta have them. That's how you know you're doing something.
No, for real,
You
for
got
real.
the haters.
And like I said, I mean, shit, I've been places where people are like, why can't I get on the mixtape? Like, you never asked me. You know what I mean? Like, all you got to do is hit me up, and fools be tripping, thinking they're just, almost entitled. You get that sometimes.
Yeah, and then back in the day, you have to send it to me clean. I'm not gonna clean your stuff up, dog.
Exactly.
Like, why am I responsible for that? I don't know.
Exactly.
Clean it up,
Right.
right? And then I'll play it. But I think we put a lot of cats on back in the day on the mixtape show. It was dope. There's nothing I could do for you on the weekend, like street parties and stuff.
Right. But they just seem like you could play whenever.
Yeah, they thought it, and so they're mad at me. Already mad at me. I wouldn't play you on the mixtape show.
Right.
I'm sorry, bro. Step up your game.
For real.
Step up your lyrics.
Sometimes people say you some
Right.
whack
I'm just
ass
being
shit.
real.
Your production.
People didn't like me because I was blunt, really, dude. I think, and
You
I
have to be that way.
I was just blunt,
Yeah.
and I'm still kind of blunt. You know, if I don't like it, you
You
know,
don't smoke the blunt.
I
but
don't
you
smoke the blunt because I get bad anxiety with that, bro. That stuff will give me anxiety.
You ever smoke weed back in the day?
Back in the day, yeah.
You remember
back-
the first time?
Yeah, that concert that we were talking about.
So we're going to age ourselves real quick.
That concert we were talking
I
about.
know one other person, but yeah, we were talking earlier. Like, we both went and seen NWA at McNichols Arena.
Yeah, junior high, yeah.
Big Mac.
Nice.
Junior high, and
Yeah.
then my grandpa used to grow it, and so
Damn.
but he used to grow it to make medicine out of it, and
Put in
so
alcohol.
it used to be stashed in their house underneath their saints, like the Jesus and the Mary, and we knew where it was. I go down there and I snatch it up, and then I get it and I take it to school, slang it, roll joints, slang it.
Exclusive.
Right. I used to slang it back in the day. It was like it wasn't even give you a headache. It wasn't no good.
Right.
It was mainly made to make medicine. Like my
Yeah.
grandpa used to make this like rubbing alcohol infused kind of stuff, and I used to stick it on
Ooh.
all my aches and pains.
That's so dope.
And so I used to
I
use
felt
it.
Mexican shit. You know?
Yeah, so they would do that. You go
Yeah,
to
you already
Mexican's
you
house.
know.
Even right now, to this day, you can still go to. Now they got some good weed in there.
Right.
It ain't swag no
It
more.
used to work though. It used to help with my pain
Like,
back
this shit's
then.
That's
fire,
works,
and it
yeah.
did. Yeah,
That's
no,
works.
for
It
real.
did.
that
It
shit
was
great.
wrestling, dude.
Yeah.
With wrestling days, and I needed that stuff. My dad would rub that on me, help work it on my shoulder.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, help me out compete.
Smell like weed.
That's what I was gonna say earlier. You guys,
thing- good
did
thing
you guys
they
play
didn't drug
sports at
test
all
you.
or no?
I play football and just wrestling. Me and my brother come from that club.
Your brother's a fucking monster. Too.
Oh, yeah,
He'll
he's
still
mean.
whoop your ass.
I don't know about
No,
me.
I mean I don't know about you, but he's like
me and him will bang.
he's cold
Oh,
as ice
shit.
though.
Me and him will
gets it.
bang.
Yeah.
We'll bang. I'm just a lot heavier now. He's a lot lighter than me.
Yeah.
So I would have to definitely lose like 30 pounds.
What if he put you in a wrestling move? Are you pretty good
Well,
at
that's
wrestling?
Oh, I'm good.
say,
Yeah,
that's
I took third in state.
Oh, okay.
I took first in Greco's also.
Oh, dang.
And so, like, yeah, I mean, I should have took first in state, but I was injured. But yeah, we come from that club since 8 years old.
You're still in shape like that though too?
No.
Oh, okay, because he's
like this.
he's still
No.
he's been
Dude.
competing.
I tell you right now, I probably could go 30, 40 seconds to wrap.
Done.
I'm telling you, that's how much energy you exhaust in that
Oh,
sport.
immediately. It's so-
6
it's
minutes
so
match,
bad. Yeah, I
you
wrestled
would
too.
die. I'm
That
telling you
shit's
right
terrible.
now, I would.
Oh.
If you want me to do a 6-minute match, I would literally die.
Yeah,
Throw up,
Call 911.
Yeah,
puking,
you're done for.
everything. Like it's the you have to
Intense.
be in shape.
Yeah.
I mean, use every.
Yeah, your brother
Muscle
just
in your
took a
body.
tournament recently though.
I don't.
old
He
timers.
did.
Fucking
He's an
wrestling.
old-timer?
Nah,
Yeah, there's old timers
that's what it's
tournament.
called.
I
It's a-
competed in it.
Yeah. Oh, did you?
Yeah, I banged with some like
Oh,
young
shit.
state champion. I banged with him, bro.
Oh,
I
shit.
banged with him.
Yeah.
I lost to him by like 1 point.
Damn, that's.
I trained
crazy.
for it though. I trained hard. I trained at an MMA gym for it.
Oh,
I
shit.
cut
How
like
long
You
ago
got
was this?
serious.
I cut like 25 pounds for
Oh,
it.
shit.
How long? How long ago?
It's been I've been a couple years.
Yeah,
it's been a while.
years, yeah.
But yeah, I banged it out.
Oh, it was the same year as your brother.
My brother, yeah, he kept doing it.
Oh, okay, he did a couple more.
Yeah, I retired.
Yeah.
But man,
But he's
threw it in.
coaching and shit. And
Oh,
all
he's
that too,
coaching,
so
yeah.
He's
he's the man.
he's the man. Yeah, he is.
But you have to be in
Fuck with
shape.
your brother, he's the
Yeah.
shit.
You have to be in shape to do that sport. I ain't doing that right now.
Gotcha.
Right.